everyone. Hari Om. Start. Om Shuklam Varadaram Vishnum Shashivaranam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarvavighnopashantaye Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambam Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Gurus Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So today I think we have to start with the 10th verse. Suresha Sharanam Sharma. Suresha Sharanam Sharma Vishwareta Prajabhavaha Ahas Samvatsaropyanaf Pratyaya Sarvadarshanaha. Suresha. We start with this Nama today. Now for this there is let's look at the definition. Suresha first. A very simple definition. Suranam Devanam Ishaha Sureshaha. Just in the recent classes when we were learning about learning in the Amarakosha, we saw that Sureshaha, we saw Suralokaha, Suranam Ishaha or Suranam Lokaha. That means the place where the lords live. So the leader, or you can say the king, master of the gods is Sureshaha, the lord of all the gods, that is Sureshaha. So men are named as Sureshaha. So the lord of the gods is Suresha. Second is Supapadova Raghatuhu Shobhanada Trunam Ishaha Sureshaha. Now this is, you can say, considering the grammar aspects. With regards to the grammar, the meaning has been said that one who always is a giver. Giver in the sense Datrunam Ishaha. Among the donors or among those who do charity, one who gives the best to all his devotees. That's the reason why the Lord has got a name as Sureshaha. Now what's the story behind this? Let's have a look. Now once it so happened that Lord Brahma, he decided to do penance, he decided to meditate on Lord Vishnu. But now there is a right way of meditation. It's not that we just sit with you just sit with your eyes closed. That doesn't mean that you start meditating, right? Now if you want, you can, anyone who sits with his or her eyes closed doesn't mean that that person is a great meditator or is a great yogi and so on. Now if you are sitting, now that is the reason you see, if any of you have attended some yoga class or so, or some meditation sessions, you will know that some people, they will go off to sleep. You tell them to close their eyes, they will go to sleep. Rather, you should not sleep when you are meditating, right? Or when you attend a yoga class or so, you should never sleep. They will go to sleep. There is a concept in yoga that is called as Yoga Nidra. Has anyone done this Yoga Nidra? Have you practiced? So in that Yoga Nidra, so what happens in that Yoga Nidra? You will have the instructor who will tell you right from, he will tell you to sleep in the Shavasana posture, and they will tell you right from your head to the toe, each part of the body gets cooled down and so on, and that's mainly everything is peaceful, and finally you can actually experience a peace there. But you see, some people will go off to sleep when it happens so. That should rather never be done. So you should not sleep, though you have a very peaceful experience and so on. We should never sleep in that Yoga Nidra position. Lord Vishnu is famous for this Yoga Nidra. He is the one who practices this Yoga Nidra, but he should, that doesn't mean that he goes off to sleep. It's just that just the posture, even though all his parts of the body are very cool down, they are in sleeping posture, still that doesn't mean that he is sleeping, otherwise the world would never function. So I remember, I'm just telling my own experience when I had done this Yoga Nidra. So it was about 5-6 years back. So that's when just my schooling was done and this college had been started. So we had some during the summer vacation, I think there was some camp that we did, and wherein it was a residential camp. So in that one day, I think something related to Sanskrit only, we had some like a training or something in Mumbai itself. So at that time when we had gone there, myself, my brother was there. So both of us, he was still in school, I had just started college. So we had this Yoga Nidra session that was there. And especially if you see, all were like youngsters only. So, and there if you go, like being a summer camp or so, they used to, like, we had to get up in the morning and then till night it was there. So we had different programs, this and that. And it was just a normal school kind of a thing. So wherein you had to live in classrooms. You had a few elders also. So basically a very, not a very, you can say like, it was just like basic things that are there. You just have some common washrooms, you have a common room where all the ladies, girls are together, boys are in another place. So that way, just a common area where we have people sleeping around, you have common washroom, that way. And it was like a 10-12 days camp, wherein we were learning Sanskrit, how to teach Sanskrit and so on. It was some camp of that sort. Sanskrit and these shlokas or something like that. So 10 days we had to stay there. It was a residential camp. So in that one day we had 1 or 2. So all of us, right from the morning till evening, we were all too tired. Like, we had food and everything. So even right from cleaning the place till serving food, cleaning our own plates, and maybe in general sweeping around plus learning. So right from morning we used to start from 6 until night 11 or 12. It used to be there till 11 or so. So we were busy the whole day, no time at all. So most of us used to be tired. And then one fine day, we had this session of this Yoga Nidra. I'm telling you on a lighter note. So when this Yoga Nidra was there, first of all, for now young people, that is usually school children and college students, if you see, Yoga Nidra was something like the instructor used to come and used to instruct everything in Sanskrit. So few of us knew Sanskrit, few of us did not know. But then it was one session wherein all of us, we liked so much that we had to just sleep there. That was the thing. So we all felt that because that Yoga Nidra, when we heard this term, nobody focused on that word yoga. It was just Nidra. Nidra means sleep, that I know very well. And like he used to start, and 2 or 3 days we had this session. And ultimately all of us, we felt that, most of us, we were all youngsters. We never knew what was Yoga Nidra before. So we felt that this session was meant for sleeping, and because we were all tired throughout the camp, we felt that it was like a rest kind of a thing that was given to us. And all of us, we used to look forward to those sessions. So and then we used to literally feel that this was meant for actually sleeping, that is there. And of course not everyone used to sleep. Later, after 1 or 2 sessions, we realized that no, it is a type of yoga that was being done. And in that sessions, I still remember that some people, when the instructor was telling, some people used to go off to sleep so deeply that literally those volunteers who were there, they used to come and shake and tell the person that get up, you went to sleep. Right? So this was I just remembered now. So this Yoga Nidra, later, right from the top head till the toe, you have these sessions wherein the instructor, he was very good. He used to tell that you cool down all your body parts and different things he used to explain. So this Yoga Nidra, the point what I am trying to tell is, anyone can practice Yoga Nidra, but you should not go to sleep in that part. Rather, you should listen to what that person is telling, and listening to that you must experience. So this is the term of Yoga Nidra that is there. So this Brahma also, he decided to do tapasya being in the stage of Yoga Nidra. But it was very difficult for Brahma because he felt that now whenever we close our eyes, at that time we have so many thoughts coming in our mind, right? Nobody here can say, no, when I am concentrating, when I am meditating, not even a single thought comes to my mind. It can never happen that way, because you are not human beings. For humans only there is so much of problem, then even Lord Brahma also could not do that. Forget about human beings. So then now Lord Brahma, now when you are meditating, it is said that as per Yoga Shastram, it is said, when we meditate, eyes should not be closed fully. Eyes should not be closed completely. Little eyes should be open. Now what is the reason? Why do we close our eyes while meditating or while sleeping? Is so that we don't get distracted by seeing what is around and so on. Right? So therefore, it is said that you must close your eyes always when you meditate. But then that should not be done. Rather, if you close your eyes, you cannot see anything, so you will not be distracted. Therefore, little eyes you must always keep open, so that even though your eyes are open, you are actually not distracted by anything. You are actually fully engrossed in that. You would have seen, or even a few of us amongst this group, we will see that when some people sleep, or you yourself when you sleep, maybe if you ask someone, you would have observed that when some people sleep, sometimes their eyes are half open. Has anyone seen this? When they sleep, sometimes their eyes are little open. Have you seen that?
Yes.
You yourself would have seen, or you yourself would have done. Someone would have told, Ari, your eyes were open, I saw you were sleeping. But actually you feel that person is awake, but actually the person is engrossed in deep sleep. So when people sleep like that, with their eyes little open, they have gone into deep sleep. Or in fact, you say that sleep is very good, it is said so. So they are so tired and that they don't even come to know that their eyes have opened up. So actually they are in deep sleep. Even for Yoga Nidra and meditation also, this is the same thing that is true. So Brahma was engrossed in meditation, but then whatever he did, he was failing. He wanted to meditate on Lord Vishnu, but all his attempts had failed because he was getting distracted frequently. So then what he does is that finally he goes to Vaikuntha and he asks Vishnu that this is my problem. Now you tell me a solution. It's not that I don't want to meditate upon you. It's not that I don't want to worship you. But I'm not able to do that. So now you only give me a way. This is a life lesson again for all of us. When things don't happen the way we want, or when people do something, when they fail, we keep names, right? Or we tell them, we blame the person. It's not always that we cannot do something or the person does not want to do that thing. Sometimes things don't help. So we must understand and guide in the right way. Just as Vishnu here, he guides Brahma. So therefore, when it's very easy to keep names to people and tell them that no, you cannot do this, or to blame them, you have done something wrong and so on. We must first try to understand why that mistake has happened without blaming someone. This is what Vishnu here tries to say. So people can fail, accept failures. We ourselves can fail, even others can also fail. This is what here Vishnu tries to show through Brahma. So he tells Brahma, he advises Brahma that you go to a place near Tamil Nadu, near the Tamraparani river. Now this Tamraparani river, I think especially during the beginning of the COVID times or so, it had become very popular. I don't know how many of you would have witnessed that. You had the Kumbhabhisheka, everything taking place in the Tamraparani river. And the Tamraparani Tirtham, they say it is very auspicious to take a bath in this Tirtham, just as we have the Ganga, Yamuna and so on. Has anyone visited the Tamraparani river? No one? It flows through Tamil Nadu, Tamraparani. You have not heard? Tirunelveli, yes. So there in Tirunelveli district you have the Tamraparani river flowing in very very auspicious, we can say considered to be very holy. So Brahma, Lord Vishnu tells Brahma that you go to this place near the Tamraparani river in Tirunelveli, you go there, you worship Lord Vishnu, you build a temple for Lord Vishnu, you do tapasya there. And this is how he guides, Lord Vishnu guides Brahma. Brahma goes there, finally he was successful in doing tapasya and he returns back. He returns to Vaikuntha and he says that I was successful, as you guided, I went there, I did everything. Now I have come back, I am fully satisfied. But now, the next question that Brahma asks Vishnu is that, my purpose is fulfilled. What I wanted to do, that is done. I could do tapasya on you, that is done. But now, you helped me, you told me you go to the banks of river Tamraparani, do tapasya, I could achieve that. But now, what for the devotees who will come in future in Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga and so on? Who will help them or who will guide them? Just as you have guided me, who will guide them? So at that time, and this kshetram, this place was called as Danta Kshetram. Danta Kshetram on the banks of the river Tamraparani. Today, of course, the names would have changed, but in those times, the kshetram, the place was called as Danta Kshetram. So then Narayana there, Lord Vishnu says that no, Nammalvar will be born there. Now this again relates to Sangam literature, Tamil literature. Nammalvar will be born there, who just as I have guided you, similarly Nammalvar will guide all the devotees there. That's how Vaishnavism boosts in, and that place was this same Danta Kshetram came to be known as Alvar Tirunagari, that we know till date in Tirunelveli district. So just as, so this name that is there, Sureshaha, if we also chant this Nama, Sureshaya Namaha, the Palashruti is Narayana, the Lord himself will be a guide to us. If we ever deviate or if we don't know what to do or if we fail at times, the Lord will always be there to protect us, to guide us and to always move us to the right path. So this is the Palashruti of this Nama and the meaning of this Nama. Did everyone understand? Sureshaha? Yes? Okay. Agre Chamaha. Next, Sharanam. Artanam Artiharanatvat Sharanam. Now Sharanam, the general meaning is surrender. We say Sharanagati, right? So one who removes, or now when do we go for Sharanam? That is, when do we surrender? When we are in some problem, at that time we go and surrender. Say that now I cannot do this, I fall at your feet, you have to take me in your, you can say you have to take me in your, under your protection, or whatever it is, we say you have to guide me, you have to take care of me. So that is Sharanam. For this, there is a beautiful story. Now, whenever we listen to this word Sharanam, which, or you can say, what story, or which epic should come to your mind? Can anyone guess? Sharanam. Sharanam, Sharanagati.
Gajendra Moksha.
Huh?
Gajendra Moksha.
Gajendra Moksha, very nice. What else?
Draupadi surrendered to Krishna.
Draupadi Sharanam. Govindam Pundarikaksha Rakshamam Sharanagatam. Draupadi Sharanagati. Gajendra Moksha. Indradyumna Pandya Khandadiraja. Skanda 8. Srimad Bhagavatam, Skandam 8, chapter 3, Gajendra Moksham, very, very auspicious. Gajendra Stuti. I think few of us we had learned together, right? Gajendra Stuti. You must know that. Very auspicious. Yes. What else? Gajendra Moksham, Draupadi Sharanagati. What else? Sharanam, wherein we come across people surrendering.
Bhishmacharya.
Bhishmacharya, to whom he surrendered?
Vibhishana.
Vibhishana Sharanagati.
Rama.
To Rama, okay. Anuradhaji, that is Bhishma Prati. Sorry?
Recently Buddham Charanam Gacchami.
Buddham Sharanam Gacchami. That is there. That is they tell, right? So mainly that is a part of the religion that they follow in Jainism or Buddhism, right? So to Buddha they surrender. That is one. Huh? Draupadi Sharanam is done. Anuradhaji, you said Bhishma Sharanam. Bhishma is not Sharanam. It's not Sharanagati. It is Bhishma Pratigni. That is different. Means he takes a vow. He doesn't surrender to anyone. Shri Priya ji?
Arjuna surrendering to Krishna, Shri Krishna.
Okay. Bhuvaneshwari ji? What else?
Karna to Duryodhana.
Karna to Duryodhana. Now, see, there is a difference between Sharanagati and joining hands with someone.
Yeah.
So Karna and Duryodhana, if you see, now basically Karna must surrender to, we cannot say surrender, he must always respect Duryodhana. Now Karna, if you see the character of Karna, most of us we are all Karnas. It's not that Karna was bad by nature, but depending on the situation, he turned out to be like that, just as all of us do. It's not that we are evil also, but sometimes depending on situations, we do change ourselves. Point number 1, Karna was very, very logical. Karna did not know that he belonged to the Pancha Pandavas, or rather he was the eldest of the Pandavas, he was Kunti's son. If he knew this truth, he would have never fought against the Pandavas. Point number 1. Point 2 is, Karna, he was adopted by a person who was considered to be from the low class, Suta. And at that time, the entire society used to look upon him, just as today we have the caste system. That is the reason it is said that in the Mahabharata, Yadi hasti tadanyatra tanne hasti natat kvachit. Whatever is there, whatever has happened and been mentioned in the Mahabharata, that is the same which we see around today. Whatever has not been mentioned there, such a thing does not exist. So just as today we look upon people, we have the caste system, reservation, so many things happening. Same thing happened in those times also. Karna, though, because he belonged to, people used to consider that he belonged to a family, that is a charioteer family and so on, so quite a low caste. That is what people used to consider then. Therefore, the entire society used to shun upon him, not treat him properly. At that time, the only person who supported him was Duryodhana. Duryodhana had some selfish motive. He needed Karna later to fight the war against Pandavas. That's all the second story. But at that time, when no one else supported, Duryodhana supported Karna. Therefore, it is but obvious that Karna will always consider Duryodhana to be his savior. Therefore, Duryodhana and Karna were best of friends. So, therefore, Duryodhana, if you see, it is very practical. Duryodhana and Karna. Shri Priyaji, you said Krishna and Arjuna. Krishna did not. Arjuna, in the first instance, he did not surrender to Krishna. He just declares that Arjuna Vishadam, he just tells his doubt. I don't want to fight this war. He gives a logical explanation. I will not kill my brothers. I will not kill my own siblings. It takes 7-8 chapters, if you see, of the Gita for Krishna to explain different things, why you are doing is wrong, what you are doing, what your decision is wrong. In the 9th chapter, ultimately Arjuna realizes Sakheti, Keshava, he calls out in the 11th chapter of the Gita, if you say. And finally, then when he reveals the Vishwarupa Darshana and so on, it's not the Gita does not end in the 9th chapter, right? From the 9th chapter onwards, slowly Arjuna gets an insight that this person who is in front of me, whom I was calling as my Sakha friend, as my cousin and so on, is the Lord himself. And in spite of that, still more 9 chapters were needed to make Arjuna fully understand. So, only later, if you see, not in the first instance. First instance, he just declares, no, I am not going to fight the war, this is my problem, that is my problem, my brothers are there, my relationships are there, I cannot fight with them, my guru is there. He was very logical and practical. Krishna takes a lot of time, Krishna needs a lot of time to make him understand. First 7-8 chapters, mere philosophy. 9th chapter onwards, he tells him what is bhakti and so on. Arjuna realizes that the person in front of me is Lord Vishnu himself. 10th chapter, he reveals different forms to him, so that Arjuna now starts believing. 11th chapter, he reveals his own form, physical form. 10th chapter, he just tells amongst different categories, I am the highest. Aditya, Anamaham, Vishnu, it starts from there. And then, in the 11th chapter, Vishwarupa Darshanam, he reveals his own form. You see in front of your eyes. What I see, that I believe. That he does. 12th chapter, he tells him a path that you can follow, which all of us are doing today. Bhakti Yoga. Then from the 13th to 18th, if you see, what are the qualities that one must have, what kind of food you must consume, what are the different qualities, Sattva, Raja, Tama, and so on. So now, Arjuna, little things start falling in place. So Arjuna Sharanagati we can consider, but not in the first instance. So Sharanagati is meaning I give up or I fully surrender. Yes, Prabhaji, you want to say something?
Yeah. Bhakta Prahalada, Dhruva and all surrender totally.
Yes, Sharanagati, correct. Dhruva and
Bali Chakravarti.
Bali, yes. Bali, yes, correct. Mirabai, yes. Now these are all different Sharanagatis that have been mentioned. Rajanji?
Ramanuja Vishnu.
Whom? Sorry, Sanjeevji, what you said?
Ramanuja to Vishnu.
Ramanuja, correct. Ramanujacharya. Rajanji?
Anjaneya to Rama.
Anjaneya to Rama, yes. Anjaneya Sharanagati. But now, so basically if you see Sharanam, in general, if you see is surrender. But a few surrenders happen immediately. Few surrenders take some time. Like for example, in the case of Arjuna, it takes time for Arjuna to realize. In the case of Anjaneya also, he, as a minister of Sugriva, he goes and sees, and later he realizes that, oh, this is Rama only. So little time it takes. In the case of Vibhishana, Sharanagati takes place immediately. He knew that Rama in front of him was the Lord, but still he stuck to his dharma because he was a brother of Ravana. He always wished good for his brother. But later he realized there is no option, and even then, even after explaining so much, Ravana throws him out of the palace. At that time, Vibhishana comes and falls at the feet of Rama. So mainly, it was not any purpose. Like in the case of Anjaneya now, or in the case of Arjuna, it was not that there was some other problem. Like for example, Arjuna, he said, no, I don't want to fight with my brothers. And ultimately, while Krishna was talking, Arjuna realizes that, oh, this person is in front of me. In front of me is great, is the Lord himself. So I have to surrender and learn many things. In the case of Anjaneya, he goes as a minister. Of course, that we can consider as Sharanagati. Lakshmana Sharanagati, Ramayana is full of Sharanagatis. There are about 7 to 10 Sharanagatis that are told. Some other time I will tell you in detail. So, Lakshmana in the first instance itself, when Sita and Rama decide to go for Vanavasa, outside their room Lakshmana waits. Before Rama could tell something, he falls at the feet of Rama, and before Rama could stop him, Sita tells her, come Lakshmana, you have to come to the forest. Rama looks at Sita and tells, what? How can you tell this? Sumitra, his mother is there, his wife Urmila is there, you are telling him without asking him anything, what he wants. You are telling him come to the forest. Sita tells that we cannot stop him now because he has fallen at your feet. Ask for Sharanagati. One word cannot be spoken at all. We have to take him along with us. So this is the importance of Sharanagati. Now coming back to the story or to this Nama. Now, yes. What you are saying? Yes, that is there. Correct. Yeah. Okay. Now, yeah. So now it so happened that once a person, he sees about two dogs, DOG dog. Two dogs, they were just fighting on the outskirts of a city, you can say. A person just sees that. So these are all basically, you can say, folklores that are doing. So two dogs were fighting, and both these dogs, they were like pet dogs, like they belong to two different people. It was not the roadside street dogs. So both the dogs were fighting, and while they were fighting, it so happened that both the dogs, they died actually. That was the intensity of their fight. Now both the owners of both the dogs, they come there, and now they both start fighting. Say that your dog killed my dog. Opposite person say, no, your dog killed my dog. And in that, they also verbally, they started abusing and fighting with each other. It turned out into a physical fight, and ultimately what happened is that both these people also died in their fight. That was the intensity. So both the dogs died, their owners also died. Now all this, a person was looking, a devotee was looking, and he feels very bad looking at this. He says, what now for dogs, people are fighting, and it is okay to fight, but then the intensity of the fight was so much that they ended up killing each other. Instead of that, they could have come and taken one of their dogs away. They could have tried to stop the fight. Instead of that, they just, once the dogs died, they were fighting so much, they didn't take care of their dogs properly. The dogs ended up fighting and killing each other. Now, to add to that, both of them also fought with each other and they've killed. So now what he realizes is that people go to the extent of killing each other for the sake of their pet dogs also. So then, and so much care there. So this shows affection and the love that these people have for these dogs, right? That is creatures. In this context, it is dogs. So here the devotee imagines. Now through this example, through this story, what the person is trying to relate is, you just imagine, so both these people, they were the owners, or they were the lord of these dogs. So you just imagine the Lord of the universe, so much care and protection he would have towards his devotees and towards his own creation. Now both these dogs, they were not created by these people, right? The entire world is believed to be created by the Lord. So how much care and affection he will have over his devotees. Thinking of this, the devotee, the person feels very happy. He has happy tears. He just thinks and he says that people, now here just the example of dogs is given, but you can relate it to any example. Like in the case of all of us, even if say our favorite dress or a pen or a book, something is not to be seen, we ask everyone, we shout at people, we feel you have only taken, you have only stolen it, this, that. So even for non-living things also, when we develop attachment, when you just imagine the Lord who has created this entire world, how much affection and love he will have towards all his devotees. And that is the reason when people say that no, there is nothing, I am the only one who has come all alone, I go all back, there is no Lord, there is no Supreme. Now again, this is not to just forcefully tell that you have to believe in God. It's absolutely fine if you don't have belief, that's everyone's personal choice. But then nobody can decline saying that there is no supreme energy controlling, because there are many questions still yet which are not answered at all. So coming back, so this person was imagining different things, and at that time he just keeps wondering, saying that the Lord is also equal at the time. So it's not that when we say surrender, when someone surrenders to the Lord or he takes care, he is very protective, very affectionate, that is fine. But at the same time he is equal with all creatures. That is the reason he was equal to an elephant. Elephant, Gajendra Moksham, someone said, Lakshman Rauji, you said. Gajendra, he prayed to the Lord sincerely, the Lord came and protected him. At the same time, another elephant was killed by the Lord. Who was that? Does anyone know that elephant? Who was killed by the Lord? Kuvalayapida. Kamsa's elephant. Kamsa had sent that elephant, the intoxicated elephant, to kill Krishna. Krishna killed that elephant. Both were elephants, but the qualities were different. Gajendra prayed to the Lord, he was saved. Kuvalayapida came to kill Krishna, he was killed for his evil deeds. Similarly for a monkey also, the Lord was equal to a monkey. Sugriva was saved, Vali was killed. Both were monkeys, rather both were real brothers. Because of their deeds, they were killed. Depending on their actions, one was saved and one was killed. Third, if you see, Krishna killed his own cousin, at the same time he saved his own cousin. Both were his aunt's children. One was Shishupala. Shishupala was his aunt, that is his father's sister's son. Shishupala, he had to be killed because of his evil deeds. Second aunt's son, Kunti's son Arjuna, he was guided by Krishna, or the Panchapandavas, they were guided by Krishna. Both were his cousins, both were his aunt's children, but still he was equal with both of them, depending on a person's deeds. If you are evil, you will get that punishment. If you are good, you will get the fruit for that. Next is to Danavas, Rakshasas. Vibhishana was a Rakshasa, he was saved because of his good behavior. Ravana was a Rakshasa, he was punished for his deeds. Asuras, Prahlada, Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu, because of his deeds, he was killed in the form of Narasimha. That same Narasimha was responsible for saving Prahlada, who also belonged to the Asura race only, but he was saved. Both were Asuras. So, through all this example, what is being shown is that the Lord is equal to everyone. Which class you belong, which caste you belong, where are you born. Just because I am an Asura, it's not that he will be killed. Even if you are an Asura, we have Bali, we have Prahlada, they all were born in the class of Asuras. Just because a person was Asura, he was not killed, right? Prahlada was the greatest devotee of Vishnu. He belonged to the Asura clan. Similarly, even in case of animals also, we have Gajendra, Kuvalayapida, you have Sugriva, Vali, you are monkeys, you are elephants, you are Asuras, whatever it is, there is going to be no discrimination. It just depends upon one's behavior. So a life lesson for all of us. Today when we discriminate upon people saying that you have studied so much, you are in this course, I am in this position today, you are at a lower position, or I belong to so and so class, I belong to so and so caste, you belong to the reserve caste, all this is man-made. When the Lord does not distinguish between people, not even between animals, he just looks upon people based on one's actions that are there, good deeds and bad deeds. You do good, you will get good, if you do bad, you will get bad. Simple philosophy. This is what the Lord also follows. So today when we are facing a lot of discrimination, all thanks to man only. the Lord has to not come in at all, because we have so many stories that Sharanam, you surrender to the Lord, He will take care. So here also the Nama that has to be chanted is Sharanaya Namaha. When we chant this Nama, the Lord's grace will always be on us. You just surrender, keep doing good, good will only come to you. So that surrender, if you do good and surrender to the Lord will surely come and help us. This is the Phalashruti of this Nama. And Vibhishana Sharanagati, even in the Ramayana you have the shloka, right? Sharanyaya, Sarvaloka Sharanyaya, Raghavaya Mahatmane. The Valmiki Ramayana, Valmiki mentions about Vibhishana Sharanagati, Sarvaloka Sharanyaya, the surrender of the entire world, Raghava, O great Raghava, Raghavaya Mahatmane. Okay, did everyone understand this Nama Sharanam? Yes?
Very nice.
Okay. Continue. In this space, if we go with the Vishnu Sahasranama, it is going to take 5 or 10 years now. Okay, let's continue. Sharma. Paramananda Rupatvat Sharma. A blissful form. Just when you look at the Lord, it's going to give you full happiness. That is the reason when we worship the Lord at our houses, or sometimes you go to a temple and see the Lord, you feel very happy, right? Wow. Or you go and visit temples, just by looking at the architecture, you feel very good. Now it need not be, now there can be people again who will say, I don't believe in God, why should I go to a temple? I don't have a puja room at my house. So here, though the Vishnu Sahasranama, everything has been mentioned with regards to the Lord. One name of the Lord is Sharma, meaning a very blissful form. For people who say that no, I don't want to believe in God and so on, basically when you look at something good, now say for example you go to a garden, you see beautiful flowers, you will always be happy. Nobody can say that I am not happy. Whereas maybe you go to a very dirty place with garbage all around, you are going to feel bad, right? You are going to feel bad and you will not feel very good and pleasant in that place. So surroundings matter. This is what is the meaning here. If you are with good people, it is always going to be good. Lord also is a form of goodness only, blissfulness, happiness. So Sharma, for this there is a story. Once Bhrigu Maharshi, sage Bhrigu, he goes to Varuna, god of water, and he asks that, who is God? You tell me. Who is God? You tell me. Now Varuna is very smart. He was a true teacher. He says that he follows the Gita philosophy that Krishna says. Pariprashnena sevaya. Someone will randomly come and ask any question, I am not answerable to anyone. Now if you ask me a question here, I will answer you. But then what if I don't answer? It's fine, right? I am no one who is answerable to you. If you ask me something, and say for example you go and ask someone something, why is this so and so? It's the person's wish to answer you, right? If the person does not feel like answering, he'll say, no, I don't want to answer. You have come out, did you ask me, should I ask you a question? No. Many times it happens, right? People randomly, they will come from somewhere, they'll just keep on questioning something and go. It's not that you don't have, it's not that you have to give an answer every time. I don't want to answer you, I am not answerable to you. We say such terms, right? So here Bhrigu, when he comes and he questions Varuna, at that time Varuna, he follows the philosophy told by Krishna, wherein he says that asking questions is not bad, but the way you ask is very, very important. You don't know anything, just you get up and come and ask something, I will not answer at all, or rather it should not be answered. But does this mean that asking questions is wrong? Our dharma, if you see, Sanatana dharma is based on questions only. I'll give you an answer for this. All our epics start from Ramayana. Ramayana, Narada comes there, Brahma comes to Valmiki, start writing. Narada asks many questions. Tapasvadhyaya niratam. First itself he starts. Ramayana, first verse, Valmiki asks the question, who is a person who has got 16 qualities? From there, so the question answer session. Valmiki, Narada. Mahabharata, Vaishampayana starts the conversation. Vaishampayana, Janamejaya, that is Mahabharata. Janamejaya, son of Parikshit. Vaishampayana is a sage. In the Vishnu Sahasranama you have read Vaishampayana vacha. Conversation, Janamejaya wanted to know the lineage, what happened. Lineage of his forefathers, Pandavas and so on. So that's how Mahabharata comes in. In the Mahabharata you have so many questions. Vishnu Sahasranama itself, if you see again, it is the same. Vaishampayana vacha, Shrutva dharmana sheshena, Pavaranaja sarvashaha, Yudhishthirashantanavam, Punarevabhyavashuta. Vaishampayana, Yudhishthira, the Lord's 1,000 names are told. Sanatsujatiyam, conversation between Sanatsujatiya. Yaksha Prashnam, Yudhishthira and Yaksha. Viduraniti, Vidura, Dhritarashtra. Vidura tells on different topics. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, Arjuna. Arjuna questions, Krishna answers. So like this, if you see all the epics or all the Puranas also that we see, the sages asking, or just the recent Purana, few of us we saw together, Varaha Purana, Prithvi, goddess Earth, she asks questions, Lord Varaha answers. So everything is in the format of a question answer only. So asking questions is not wrong. But without knowing anything, you just get up and ask some question, nobody is answerable to you. Now say for example, you have some doubt with regards to Vishnu Sahasranama. So you just come and ask me a doubt. You say that I have heard that Vishnu Sahasranama means 1000 names of Lord Vishnu. I want to know the meaning of each name. I will surely answer. What is Vishnu Sahasranama? Who wrote? Where it has come? What is its origin? I can answer you. It's not that I will not answer. But then it shows that you don't know anything about it. And there are people who just keep merely questioning. You see so many people, right? Just for the sake of questioning and to test someone's knowledge, they will just keep on counter questioning. Questioning is not wrong. Counter questioning, cross questioning without proper understanding and just to check the opposite person's knowledge is very, very wrong. So Krishna says, Pariprashnena sevaya. It's okay if you ask questions. I will surely answer. But without knowing anything, just plainly coming from somewhere and randomly asking something is very, very wrong. So here Varuna also, he tells Bhrigu that, okay, you want to know who's God, I will tell you. But first you tell me what you feel. You have heard this term God, you tell me your assumptions first. Then I will give you the right answer. Now Bhrigu, he says, okay, Bhrigu is also a great sage, he is also very knowledgeable. So whatever he knew, he starts telling Varuna. He tells that the mind is the Lord. Varuna asks why? Varuna is also very smart. You give me an answer, it's not that just for the sake of answering, you just tell me something and go away. You have to give an explanation. You say mind, no, mind is God. Bhrigu says first. Why mind is God? Varuna asks. Bhrigu says no, mind is the only place wherein, however, physically whatever you have, someone is fat, someone is thin, all that can be there. Physical aspects can differ, but the mind is common, right? And to do something in the mind, such a thought should come, then only I can do. All of us, if we are learning the Vishnu Sahasranama, somewhere in our mind this thought comes in. Every Saturday I have to log in at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock I have to leave. So I am ready. Maybe on Friday night this thought will come, or Saturday early morning this thought comes. If this thought does not come, that means I forgot it. So that's the reason few of you say that, sorry, today I could not attend, I forgot. Or maybe I had something to go, something to do, so I couldn't attend. So in our mind this thought comes, I have to go out tomorrow, so tomorrow I cannot attend. Or maybe I forgot, this thought did not come in my mind at all. So the mind is very, very important. Only in the mind, if the thought comes, we can do things. So therefore Bhrigu gives an answer that mind is God. Varuna says no, this is not a very good aspect. Second, he says speech. Why speech? Bhrigu gives an answer that speech, Goddess Saraswati herself is speech, and what we speak, a man is known by the words he speaks, right? We cannot take back words. So the way we speak decides how a person is and so on. So therefore speech can be God. Bhrigu says no, Varuna says that no, this is not a satisfactory answer, think more. Then Bhrigu does not get irritated. If one of us would have been asked, he would say, I don't want to know the answer, I'll go away from you. So again now Varuna questions, Bhrigu says thoughts, mind is fine, speech also you say no, thoughts. The thoughts that comes to one's mind determine the qualities of a man. That is surely God. So maybe the thoughts that come, good thoughts come in, that means good divine thoughts are coming in. Maybe I want to learn the Vishnu Sahasranama, I want to learn the Ramayana and so on. Good thoughts coming in, that is surely God. You can say form of God. Varuna says no. This is also not a very satisfactory answer. So like this, he keeps on telling this, that, whatever he feels. Finally, he gives up. Finally, he says that now, and even Varuna now understands, saying that okay, Bhrigu has tried his best, but now let me give you a satisfactory answer. Then finally he comes to, Bhrigu still takes one more last chance. He says that the Jivatma, that is the soul. All of us, we are all Jivatmas. We have a Jiva, life inside us. Jivatma is God himself. Bhrigu says, what a fool you are. Then what is Paramatma? Jivatmas, you all living creatures, you have a Jiva inside. Once a Jiva goes, you are nothing, you are just a body. Just as Shankaracharya tells in the Bhajagovindam, Bharya bibhyati tasmin kale, he says, one's own bharya, that is one's own wife also will start fearing you once you die. That is the reason once a person dies, we start calling the person, we forget the name of the person. When a person dies, we don't say, right? So the so and so person is there, we say body, we start calling the person as body. That person would be your father, would be your husband, would be your wife till the minute before. But once the jiva, the soul goes away, it's of no use. So therefore nobody can say, no, this person is so dear to me, even though the person has died, I will always keep that person with me. We never do that. We have to, how much ever close, what be your parents, it be your relationships, anything it is, we have to go and bury the body somewhere, right? Or depending on your way of tradition, we either bury them or we burn them, whatever it is. The thing is, only till a jiva is there inside a person's body, person or a living creature's body, there is importance. Once that jiva or soul goes away, nothing. It's going to be mixed. What is jivatma then? God is not like this. God has to be permanent. So God is paramatma. So there is a difference between jivatma and paramatma. So now Bhrigu gives up. Bhrigu says, I don't know, you give me an answer. So here Varuna gives an answer that when someone asks what is God, the answer has to be Anandam, that is Sharma, total blissful bliss and happiness, that is God. When you feel always happy, that is a form of God. Bhrigu is very satisfied with this answer and he tells that I want this Anandam, that is this form of God, Lord Vishnu, as my son-in-law. That's when Goddess Mahalakshmi incarnates as a daughter of Bhrigu Bhargavi. That's how she gets a name as Bhargavi. And Lord Narayana comes and marries Bhargavi, and that's how he becomes the son-in-law of Bhrigu. So here also Sharmane Namaha. This is the Nama. If you keep chanting this Nama Sharmane Namaha, we will also always experience happiness and bliss in our lives. Okay. Did everyone understand this? Yes? Nama Sharma?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Now next, Vishwareta. Okay, now just a general thing. If anyone of you also you know something more or you wish to share something, please do. It should not happen that only I am boring you with speaking. All of you also, you can also, if you know something, you can share. Vishwaretaha. Vishwasya karanatvat Vishwaretaha. The cause of the universe is Vishwaretaha. Vishwam world, Reta is one, like we do something to serve the world. So service, or one who is controlling the entire world, is Vishwareta. Now for this story, you have to go to Vedanta Deshika's times. So once it so happened that Vedanta Deshika, he once feels very happy and he once feels very sad, and he goes to a particular temple of Lord Vishnu and he tells the Lord that I am a thief. So the Lord comes there and he tells, why you are telling that you are a thief? You are such a great devotee. You are Vedanta Deshika, the principal disciple of Ramanujacharya. The entire world is praying to you. Everyone wishes to become your devotees. There are so many disciples that you have. So why you are saying all this? So then he says that no, I have actually stolen whatever you have, and thinking I have stolen everything from you, and that I think that it belongs to myself. Vishnu could not understand anything. He tells that you please elaborate further what you want to say, because whatever you are speaking I am not able to understand. So then Vedanta Deshika, he further explains. He says that this entire body has been gifted to you, gifted to me by you. This soul also belongs to you. Again the same concept that we saw in the previous verse. For a temporary period of time, say for example 70 years, 80 years, 100 years, you give me this soul, you give me this body. So actually everything belongs to you, right? And then once my time is done, I go back and the soul has to return back to you. So for that temporary period of time, I am actually stealing what actually belonged to you. I am stealing that with me, and then I am moving about here and there saying that I am this body, this is my house, this is my this is my that. Tomorrow nothing, I am coming all alone, I am going to take back also. I am not going to take back also anything. So everything is so temporary. I feel so bad that the whole world, including myself, for some time that we live on this earth, we feel that we are only the owners. I have a house, I am the owner. Just writing your name there, for a few years you live there, and to whom it is going to go you don't know. So we have all actually stolen, we are all thieves. So thinking about this, Deshika feels very bad. So the Lord says that all this is fine. Now listening to all this, some people will think that then why should I live? Everything is temporary. I'll not live only, right? We'll not put in any efforts. Still all of us, till last breath of our life, we are hardworking, we are dying, we want money, we want food. You see so many people, they're just dying about here and there. Dying about here and there in the sense they're putting in so much of efforts. Why so? To fill our stomachs, maybe buy a house, or to maybe enjoy comforts, to keep our family happy. If you think very deeply, you will feel that why all this has to be done. It's just for a temporary time, right? About 80 years, 90 years I have to live, that's it. And maybe now more than some people are 50, some are 20, some are 60. So like this, most of our lives are done. So now only a few years are remaining. Why should I put in efforts? This question will come. If so much is there, then why did the Lord even start the process of creation then? Why did He even have to create something? Why did He send me to earth? I would have stayed in heaven only, right? For temporary time, why should I come? And then once I have come, He is saying that Vedanta Deshika and people like that are saying, all the philosophical texts say that everything belongs to the Lord. You are all temporary. You have, just for some time you have come here. If that is the whole purpose, and I will live in heaven only. Why did the Lord even start this process of creation? For this, the Lord says that temporary, though you are living about for 70, 80 years, you must learn to make the most of your life. Very simple explanation I give you. That is the reason we have, say for example, 100 years of life, human life. In that, till about 60 years or so, till about 20, 25, you finish your education, you settle yourself. Till 50, 60 years, put in lot of efforts to settle yourself, your family. And after 60 years or so, we retire, right? We have the concept of retirement, we have youth, we have marriage. Roughly, we have time periods that have been set for everything. So, retirement, after retirement, we think about what to do now. Maybe to use whatever we have earned all these years. That's the reason most of us, we go about here and there. Maybe we do good things. We spend our time learning things which we could not do earlier. So, that is when you make the most of your life. But then, even till the last breath of your life, if you are just wasting your time, just maybe earning money, no, I need more money, then one fine day you die without using all the money that you have saved. What is the use? Similar, and this is a very worldly example I am giving. In a philosophical way also, the Lord, when Deshika feels very bad here, at that time the Lord says that you have been sent to the earth, you can surely enjoy your life, at the same time do some good deeds. Like you, Vedanta Deshika, though you say that you have come for a temporary period, even after your death. Now today Vedanta Deshika is not amongst us, but still all of us, we know his name, right? Or you have Adi Shankaracharya, your Ramanujacharya, they are not amongst us, we have not seen them, or great leaders, but we still know their names. Why so? Because of their deeds, because of the actions that they did. So all of us also, Vishwaretaha, in this world Vishwa, Retaha, we are all doing some of the other work. So based on the work that we do, even though physically we might not be alive, still later people will always remember us for the work that we did, for the seva that you do, for the good things that you do. So therefore the Lord says that you are not a thief at all, but the way you turn your life, that is very, very important. By keeping your life, by doing always good things, at the same time enjoying in the sense using whatever you have. It can be wealth or it can be whatever it is. If you don't use that, then what is the use? You you're just keeping on collecting money. I'm just giving an example of money, or it can be anything. But till the end of your life, you are not able to enjoy or use anything. Then what is the use? So whatever you can, try to enjoy and live every moment, as we say. Now for this, with regards to this, though it is not related to the Vishnu Sahasranama, you have a relatable Subhashitam. Danasya trayaha margaha, they say. That means wealth can take three paths. One is you save it and you give it in charity, danam. That is fine. Second is you enjoy it. Either you give it to others, that is fine, or you yourself enjoy it, that is also fine. But the third category is you are not even giving to anyone, nor you yourself are enjoying that. It is just staying. That is, do not be a miser. So the wealth should never take the third path. You give someone in charity, that is appreciated, or you yourself use your hard-earned money, that is still okay. I have only 100, so I am using that, that is fine. But just keeping it in the cupboard and locker for years together, and that too after your death, you don't know who's going to take over that, what is going to happen to it, then what is the use of that? Therefore, danam or money, now this I am just giving you an example of money, which should never take the third path, says a Subhashitam. I think it is a part of Vidura Niti, I am not very sure. So that Subhashitam is good sayings in Sanskrit, it is said so. So the Lord also here, what he tries to say is, in general, when I have given you a birth, or when I have ensured that you have taken birth in this world, there is a purpose to that. So you try to achieve that purpose. That is the reason it is said that, or Bhartruhari, in one of his Sanskrit, in the 3 Shatakams that he has written. Bhartruhari, a great Sanskrit poet, he has written 3 Shatakams, Shatakam 100. Niti Shatakam, Vairagya Shatakam, Saundarya Shatakam. Not Saundarya, what is that? Niti Shatakam, Vairagya Shatakam. Anyone knows the third Shatakam, what it is? Shringara Shatakam, sorry. Niti Shatakam, Shringara Shatakam, and Vairagya Shatakam. In that he writes that Manavaha, that we say man is a social animal, right? So he says that Praninam Acharati, meaning they move about being animals. Men also move about being animals, and such men who are there, they are Dharani. The Dharani is earth. The earth cannot bear such people. That is because you are eating, sleeping, and you repeat. Animals also are doing the same thing. So when people boast, no, we go to an office and work there. Well, why are you doing that? Ultimately to fill your stomach, to sustain yourself, right? Animals also do the same thing. Only thing is that they don't go to office. They put in other efforts. They will hunt. They will do different things. No, I want to take care of my family. Animals also take care of their family. In fact, more nicely than us. They will never leave their children and go in the nest or whatever it is, right? So animals also are doing the same thing. Then why have you been given this human birth then? To make the most of it. That is Vishwaretaha. So very, you can say like an inspiring. When people give, you can say this motivational speeches and all that. All the basis is there in our own scriptures. Vishnu Sahasranama, you take the Nama Vishwaretaha. Only thing is we are not able to interpret it in the right way. Vishnu Sahasranama, it's a religious text. It will talk only about Lord Vishnu. I am not interested in that at all. You delve down deeper, you will save lots of money and listening to some motivation speech. I am not saying that we must not listen. But then when you listen to some person, maybe from some foreigner coming and talking about some motivation, and he will tell you, do your best in life, live every moment, live your life to the fullest, there is no tomorrow, this and that. When that person says, we feel so inspired, right? Or I had just attended something session was there related to management or so related to the work side. There that person, no, 2030 is going to be the new change. 2050, I think, I don't remember if I told you in the last time. 2050 is going to be the change. You have to do this. We have G20 coming in. That is fine. We do get inspired. And people who are just looking at this mouth and feeling wow, as if we have never heard about this before. The same thing has been told in the Mahabharata that took place thousands of years back. In that we have the Vishnu Sahasranama. This is just one text. Lord himself has come and told to Vedanta Deshika. Through Vedanta Deshika, it's a message for all of us saying that make the most of your life. Do not ever feel that you've been given this birth just to live simply, eat, sleep, fill your stomach, take care, sustain, die and go about. Whatever you have, enjoy, live to the fullest, make the most of it, and ensure that the knowledge that is there all around, you absorb that into yourself. So Vishwaretaha, meaning you have been given a birth, taken birth in this world to make the most of your life. And only when you, now for this, Swami Shivananda, those are, I think few of you are reading the Gita, right? Swami Shivananda, the Divine Life Society, Rishikesh, he tells a very beautiful saying. He says that this human birth is a gift to you from God. What you make of it is the best gift that you can give back to the Lord. Very beautiful saying, right? So he says that this human birth is a gift to you. What you make of it is a gift back to God. So it is like if we make the most of our life, means we are gifting back God who has put in so much of efforts for creation, and ultimately it's a gift to our parents also who have put in, and our ancestors, not only God. God is first and you have so many ancestors, entire process of creation. So when we make the most of our lives, it is a gift, or it is more than gift, it is a rinam that we have to pay. We have three rinams: Bhuta Rinam, Deva Rinam, Pitru Rinam, Brahma Rinam, sorry. Brahma Rinam, Deva Rinam, Pitru Rinam that we have. Bhuta Rinam. Rinam is loan, or you can say debt. When we take some loan, we have to pay back. For our ancestors also, we are doing the same thing. Or most of us, who are your parents and so on. You have, now, I'll give you a very simple explanation. Now, all of us as parents, or all of you are parents, or we all had parents, right? Now, I spend so much amount on you, now tomorrow you have to give me back everything. Does any one parent tell this? Not even a single parent. Do they make some calculations and skip till from the day one that my child was born till today he is 30 years old, this is all the expenses that I have done for him. Now, oh child, you have to pay me back. Does any parent do this? No, they don't do that. Why? Because no, you are my son, I have given birth to you. This is the selfless. So they don't have this, no, I have given birth to you, right? I have spent so much on you, now you give me back. No. But children do that. They will ask that later. The children, therefore, the kids who are there, the second generation, we have to always give back to our parents. But there we say, no, all this money and everything you divided in property, half you give to me, you give to my brother, this is yours. They are always selfless, right? That way if you think, you have to also give back to your parents so much. But we don't think about that. The children who are there, it can be even elders, right? So when we are giving back to our parents also, I'm not saying everyone, but in general this is what we see around, right? When the child comes in, he will not take care of his parents. If the parent had left the child when he was so small, what would have happened then? We never think about that, right? We just feel that no, now as parents it is your duty to take care of me. So as children it is also your duty to give back. And when people feel very proud, I have seen this in my own close circle. When I heard a person saying that when his parents were very much alive, he never took care of them. He took a flat, he stayed near, he says, and he used to boast, no, I have taken a flat and I'm staying near my parents, just opposite building I stay, in Mumbai only I'm saying. So I said, okay, maybe they used to have some personal issues or so, or the house was small, whatever it is. So then they used to stay nearby. And then the person who used to boast about all this, on the same day, maybe I think in a gap of 1 week or so, he lost both his parents. They were quite old, but then just in a gap of 1 week, they did not have much illness or so, but they passed on. And at that time, when all the rituals and everything was going on, we had also gone for maybe the 13th day or something like that. At that time, that person, whoever he was, not a relation as such, a far off relative. So what he boasted about is, now you know where I'm going to do my parents' karma. I'm going to go and do it in Rameshwaram. I'm going to go and do it in Kashi. What is the use? When they were alive, you couldn't take care of them. And you boast about saying that I purchased a house near them, I stay very close to them. After the person dies about, I am going to go and do their karma in Kashi and Rameshwaram. What is the use? When they were alive, you did not even look at them. So, and he was telling all the people around, and people there, they felt that he is doing such a great thing. Look at him, look at his sacrifice, look at his way of thinking that he is doing for his parents. So the Lord also tries to say the same thing. What you do after a person dies is not at all important. When a person is alive, what we do, or when you yourself are alive, what you make of yourself and the people around you, that is very, very important. That is what is Vishwaretaha. So here also, if you chant the Nama, Vishwaretase Namaha, Vishwaretase Namaha, this quality of living our life to the fullest, at the same time contributing to the welfare of oneself, to our own close circle, as well as to the world in general, will be possible through the grace of the Lord. So Vishwaretase Namaha. Okay, so today time is up. We will stop here. Continue with the next class.